What's up, my guys, and welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Cody, and this is the Wrasslin report card. As you can tell, we in a little bit of a different setting tonight. Oh, let me get my big ugly ass out the way. But yeah, this is actually my guy John's collection right here. As you can tell, it's pretty dope, cooler than anything I'll ever have in my life. But hey, on a real note, let's stop talking about some Legos. Let's grow the hell up a little bit and talk about some goddamn wrestling. So what we do here on the show, the Wrasslin report card, is I take a wrestling show, I break down every match, I give them each a letter grade, and at the end, I tally them son bitches up to give that show its own report card. And tonight, we talking the May 10th edition of AEW DYNAMITE. I tell you what, we had a crazy episode tonight. I mean, in the main event, inside of a steel cage, you got Jon Moxley going one-on-one with Kenny, by God, Omega, and you probably had the biggest betrayal of the year to end that sumbitch off. I tell you what. Also, you had two titles matches, and we had the return of Miro as well as ThunderRosa, and they both went straight into Tony Khan's office. And yeah, as you can tell, we got a lot to talk about. So without further ado, go and buckle up your seatbelts, and let's get to grading, my guy. And tonight, we're kicking this sumbitch off with possibly two of the best in-ring workers in the world today, as you got the Ring of Honor champion Claudio going one-on-one with one half of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, Rey Fenix, in what's known as a Jeopardy match, where the winner of this sumbitch will be able to challenge the other man for his title. And I tell you what, these guys did not disappoint at all. After some insane action, Claudio ends up getting the 1, 2, 3, and now it looks like the Blackpool Combat Club will be the next challengers for the Lucha Bros Ring of Honor titles. And I tell you what, that was a great way to kick off the show right there. I'ma slap an A- on that sumbitch. But next, we go backstage, and for the first time since Rusev Day, Miro is back on AEW, my guy. And that big old sumbitch is headed straight into Tony Khan's office. Yeah, good luck with that, bud. Well, we gotta move on, because next thing you know, we got the AEW Tag Team Champions, FTR, making their way down to the ring. And to nobody's surprise, they got interrupted by Double J and company. And as the animosity was building up in the ring, out came my guy, Mark Briscoe. He suggested to keep the peace, and at Double or Nothing, Mark Briscoe will be the guest referee in this here tag team championship match. I tell you what, that's gonna be crazy. But tonight, old Mark B didn't come alone. Hell no, he came with a bottle of that White Lightning, brother, to suggest a toast. So Sanjay just grabbed that whole bottle, took a giant swig, then that sumbitch spit it all over Dax's face. Now as Mark went over to try to console his boy, Dax, out of pure instinct, just grabbed that sumbitch, hit him with a pile driver blindly, not knowing that it was Mark Briscoe. And I tell you what, I thought that was a little entertaining segment right there. I honestly can't wait till that tag team match. Like him or not, Jeff Jarrett, I mean, the dude's entertaining. You gotta give him his credit. I'ma slap a B on that sumbitch, but we gonna keep it pushing, because next, we go backstage after we saw Chris Jericho and Roddy Strong set up a Falls Count Anywhere match. Renee then ran over to Uncle Tony's office to see what the hell's going on with this Miro situation, with, by God, it's ThunderRosa. She's back. That's my dog right there. But we gotta keep moving, because then we go straight to Uncle Tony himself, who announces that there will be a huge announcement next week on Dynamite. But let's get back to the action. Next up, we got the International All-Atlantic International Championship on the line, as you got Orange Cassidy going one-on-one with Danny Garcia. Now, with over 20 defenses of that title coming into tonight, my guy Orange Cassidy's coming in a little banged up, and Danny Garcia was all over that. But after some of the most innovative roll-ups I think I have ever seen, Orange Cassidy finally rolled that sumbitch up with the crucifix to get the 1, 2, 3, and still your International All-Atlantic European TV Champion, Orange Cassidy. Now, if y'all gonna make me sit there and grade that, I'm gonna slap a B on that sumbitch. And if we're being honest, I can't name a bad match Orange Cassidy has had in AEW. I mean, y'all can argue with me on that, but good luck. Also, let me know down in the comments who y'all finally want to see take that title off of Orange Cassidy. And I'm gonna keep moving on though, because up next we got Christian Cage, possibly the best heel in AEW, coming down to the ring. And all I'm gonna say is that if my pops ever dies, I hope to God that Christian don't find out, because that dude is a savage. I mean, he did the same thing to Jungle Boy. Anyways, after the crowd was going crazy, telling him to shut the F up the whole time, the funniest part of all of it was at the end of it, you could hear this Detroit crowd chanting clear as day, Edge is better. Man, that's funny. Also, on a real note, I'm gonna need Christian and Ludwig Kaiser's turtleneck plug, because my guys are out there looking fresh. Anyways, for that segment right there, well done. I'm going to slap an A- on that sumbitch. When you can barely get words out, you know you doing your job, my guy. Well, let's jump over to the women's division, because up next, you got Julia Hart going one-on-one with Anna Jay. And these ladies ain't wrestling, brother. Hell no. This is an all-out street fight. I tell you what. These ladies were out here using chairs, trash cans. I mean, at one point, Julia Hart sent Anna Jay crashing into a pile of chairs with a superplex. She followed that up with the Heartless Lock, and ain't nobody kicking out of that, my guy. She picks up the 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna slap a B- on that sumbitch. But next, we got our second title match on the line. It's the AEW's Trios titles, as you got the House of Black defending against the Best Friends and Bandito in the House of Black's first ever open house challenge. Now, the rules in this open house challenge: 1, teams can be made up of any 3 guys. 2, there are no rope breaks. 3, countouts are now 20 seconds. And lastly is what's called the Dealer's Choice, where the challengers will get to come up with the last rule. And tonight, the Best Friends rule is that no spooky witches. Julia Hart from ringside. I tell you what, the lighting that was used in this match was super tight. I hope they stick with it moving forward. Now, even with the Dealer's Choice, it wasn't enough for Bandito and the Best Friends to topple the champs, and still your AEW Trios champions is Malachi in the House of Black. I tell you what, that was solid right there. I'm gonna slap a B+ on that sumbitch, but that's enough of the talk, because it's time for the main event. You got Kenny by God Omega going one-on-one with Jon Moxley inside of a steel cage. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Moxley quite understands what a steel cage match is, because while Omega was making his intro, Moxley actually left the cage to come out and start whooping some ass. Next thing you know, you have the entire Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite brawling all over Detroit. I tell you what, after security finally settled all that down, we get this sumbitch started, and these two are just going at it, my guy. I saw Kenny Omega stomp a barbed wire chair into Moxley's back, follow that up by sending him face first into it with a bulldog, then body slam Mox into it, even superplex that crazy sumbitch onto the barbed wire wrap steel chair. Like, holy shit. I mean, Kenny Omega's out here acting like Moxley needs any help bleeding. Next thing you know, Moxley is unhooking the entire top rope turnbuckle. Then that crazy sumbitch started fish hooking Omega with it. After that, Moxley's over here pouring broken glass all over the ring. I mean, he needs to go see somebody. And these two were just getting slammed all into it. Next, Omega loaded up a V-trigger so powerful that sumbitch sent both of them crashing through the cage onto the floor. I tell you what, and if you think that was crazy, at the end of it all, Omega hit Moxley with the devastating one-winged angel onto the broken glass, and ain't nobody kicking out of... Not so fast, my friend. As the ref was making a 3 count at 2.99, Don Callis came in and betrayed his longtime pal Kenny Omega by sticking that damn screwdriver on his head, which allowed Mox enough time to recover, roll over, make the 1, 2, 3, and I can't believe that. I think everybody was shocked. Like, I know Triple H said he was going to have people talking after this Monday's episode of Monday Night Raw. No, this is how you end the show right here. That was awesome. I think AEW is always better when Don Callis is just like dickhead number 1, at least top 3 dickheads on AEW. I'm slapping an A+ on that sumbitch, and you already know Moxley and Omega don't miss, my guy. Well, y'all know what time it is. We got all the grades in. Now let's take a look at the report card, my guy. After tallying everything up, we came out with a final letter grade of a B+. That's right, an 89%. This close to pulling out an A on here, and I tell you what, that was insane. Like, what do we have going on moving forward? Don Callis, Kenny Omega situation. Miro's back. ThunderRosa's back. You know, CM Punk somewhere over here trying to peek his way in. We got a huge announcement from Tony Khan next week on TNT, is what he said. He even fact-checked some weirdo on Twitter about that. So I can't wait for all that. I want to shout out all 12 of you tuning in. Also, shout out to my guy, OG Bobby Knifehawk. If y'all haven't already, could do me a favor, man. You could like the video, comment on here, or even subscribe. That would be awesome. I would appreciate that a lot. Other than that, though, I'm your host, Cody. I hope all y'all stay safe out there. I'm signing off. And have a nice day.